Shuddho buddho vimuktaha Shruti shikharagiram mukhyatat paryabhumihi Yasmajjadam samastam Jagadidam amrtat vyapya sarvam sthidoya Yasyam sham shabatarai Suranaravanajayir rakshitam sarvametad Tam bhumanam mukundam hridigatamamaram Krishnameva prapadye Tam bhumanam mukundam hridigatamamalam Krishnameva prapadye Madhya hridaya kashe Sadanandamayo Guruhu Udetu Satatam Samyak Swatmananda Prabodhaka Harihi 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 Om Tatsat Jaya Guru Jaya Guru Jaya Guru. Before I commence talking, I would like all of you to jointly, together with me, recite the auspicious monosyllable Omkara, which has an effect on the biological body, namely, particularly the heart, to increase its health and longevity. It has also a beautiful effect on the inner personality consisting of the emotional mind, the rational intelligence and the assertional ego. If you chant this Omkara at least 10 or 12 times every day, you will find a great transformation, progressive of course, will take place in you. While chanting, I would like you to have a deliberate thought, a sankalpa as we call it. Every one of you must have it. That our joint recitation should spread upon the whole of earth and shower its benedictions on all the creatures inhabiting the earth. This kind of a thought will go a long way in bringing about expansion in your inner personality, namely the mind and the intelligence. Harihi, Harihi, Harihi. Sit comfortably, interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect, don't strain yourself. Close your eyes, open the mouth and heart and join me. Very good, very good. All of you. I hope you are doing in one breath. we are going to discuss the subject or the motto called Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataah. It is a Sanskrit phrase, in a way a sentence. Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataah. Can you say? Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataah. Once more. Ratāha, it is actually a plural number. It is addressing the whole of mankind or humanity. Ratāha, being interested. Sarva Bhuta Hite. The Hita means welfare. Sarva Bhuta means all beings. So interested in the welfare of all beings. This is a quality, a value, an ideal. A quality, a value, an ideal, a motto, every one of you should incorporate in yourself. If I am a human being, I have to be interested in the welfare of all. That all means what? Not merely the human beings. You know, the number of human beings in this world upon the earth will be, there is a certain count, whether it is right or not, we cannot say. The number of beings in the world, compared to them, human beings will be very, very negligible. What will be the population of mosquito? So ours will be very, very small. But in the whole of creation, the human being, the human personality is supposed to be the best and the topmost. We are topmost on one account. Is it because of our height? Because of our weight? Because of the mass we have? No. Because of the inner personality that we have. The inner personality consists of a mind on the one hand, intelligence on the other, and an ego. These are the only three constituents of the inner personality. That inner personality, because of our emotional character on the one hand, and the intelligential, I say, not intellectual, the intellectual character that we have potential, that is where we triumph. Think of a huge elephant. If it beats us with the tail, we will start toppling several times. But with a small stick, the mahout controls the elephant and makes him do whatever he wants, only because of his head and brain. This you should understand. We have the power of thinking, the power of intellection. We also have the power of articulation. Every individual is capable of thinking and also intellecting. He is also in a position to share whatever he has with the others. This mutuality makes us an indescribably great mass of people. You think of the sea population. Practically there is no change that has come about in them. What about the land population? Only because of human beings, if at all any change has come about. But the human being unknowingly and knowingly does a lot of destruction also. I am told that the human brain consists of 0.5% microplastic. Can you imagine? Why is it so? It has become a part of the human being. What is going to be the damage that is going to follow? So we have the intelligence, and the intelligence can be of great potential and consequence. But the trouble is that we are not able to employ our intelligence judiciously so that no harm will be inflicted on any other or our mother nature. If at all we try to help and improve, in what sense? Afforestation will be more, our water will be very pure, air also will be pure, we will plant a number of plants and trees, etc. Everywhere we will make it look more and more glorious. That can be done. But what we are doing it is something entirely different. So our intelligence, in spite of the intelligence, there is always a harmful note in the human. We don't have to tell anybody to harm others. Children pick up that habit. Even smoking. What is smoking? You smoke. Do you swallow the smoke and digest it? No. Phew. You throw it away. Means what? You put it into the air which others are breathing. What right do you have to do it? But we are doing it. Everywhere there is a harmfulness. This harmfulness should be first of all restrained and helpfulness should be incorporated. You should substitute harmfulness with helpfulness. This is what we should do. Are we doing it? So this motto, Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataah, is something very important. Fortunately or unfortunately, we are not hearing this kind of a motto anywhere. Only we, the so-called Indian and Hindu population, they have this motto. Others apparently don't have. You should teach your children. Always be interested in the welfare of others. I every day in the ashram do a morning walk. I don't go out. We have got corridors and verandas where I can step at least about 200 steps. I think 200 or more. So I go very fast and come back. The first thing I do while I walk is to peep into a vessel to find out whether there is rice there or not. Every day rice is put there so that the birds will come and pick them. So it is supposed to be always there because they will come early in the morning before even we wake up. So whenever I see that it is less or it is empty, either I put it myself or ask somebody else to do it. Every day I peep into and make sure. We also provide a little water for the birds. Why don't you pick up these habits? A little of rice you give for the sake of the birds. But here water may not be a problem, but they don't get ready-made water everywhere. Suppose a plant is withering, pour a little water, you know how smilingly and happily it will absorb the water. Why don't you teach the children this kind of a selfness to be found everywhere? So, Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataah, Bhagavad Gita uses this in two places. Krishna has made a mention of this particular phrase in two places. Where are they? Labhante brahmanarvanam rishayah kshina kalmashaha chinnadvaitha yadadmanaha sarva bhuta hite rataah. Are you with me? Huh? Krishna is discussing spirituality and philosophy. When he discusses absolute philosophy and spirituality, he brings this element of societalness there. He says, we are generally ascetics. Ascetics excel in spiritual pursuit and spiritual perfection. These ascetics are given to solitude. They don't like to be present in the company of too many people. So they prefer solitude. And all the austerity they perform is mostly in solitude. That means they don't depend upon other factors, other people, they remain. I am not explaining how much ascetic a person can be now. Because they are given to ascetic life, in which contemplation is ranking supreme. It is a process of withdrawal, absorption within themselves. That is the purpose of meditation. Now, such people, will they gain everything? Can they be considered to be a model human? Krishna says no. They have to incorporate in their mind and intelligence this particular aspect called Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataah. Is their life devoted to the welfare of all the rest? That element should be there. Spirituality cannot make a man selfish or self-centered. It has to make his mind more and more expansive, intelligence also, gain knowledge in such a manner that the direct effect of the knowledge will be inner expansion, inner breadth, inner depth, inner loftiness, along with inner abundance and ecstasy. Make sure. So he says, the ascetics will be able to gain Brahma Nirvanam. Nirvana means redemption, release. Release arising out of knowing the supreme reality called Brahman. They will get it only when Kshina Kalmashaha, all the stains, all the blemishes in their personality are removed, redressed. What are the stains in their personality? You can hardly do anything about your body. You cannot do anything about your complexion, height. Maybe you can increase and decrease your weight, that's all. Our body grows by food and nourishment, and the growth is stopped at the age of 21 years latest. So the bodily part, I don't think we can do anything about it. You can take good food and nourishment, take exercises, and see that it is all right. I take about 60 or more exercises every day. Our doctors, whenever they speak to me, they say, Swamiji, a person who is suffering from myoclonus normally will be on bed, will not be able to move. You are moving about, taking vigorous exercises, etc. It is a great lesson for us. One neurologist in UK, we had an online interview. She was mentioning. So, you should take good food, nourishing food. You should also take exercises. So the body's welfare is looked after. What about the inner personality? That is where you have stain, blemish. All these will have to be got rid of. Chinnadvaitha yatatmanaha. All the doubts should be dispelled. Then Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataah. When you find that you don't have particularly anything to accomplish, you are a fulfilled person, then all your life overflows for the sake of others. Why did I become a sannyasi and an ascetic? This is a natural fruition of the spiritual pursuit I had taken up. I started meditating, getting absorbed very liberally and frequently, and I found that to get absorbed and to have the inner joy and fullness, no expense is involved. It is withdrawing oneself into your own within. In sleep, do we have a want? Do we have a deficiency? Will you be hungry, thirsty? How is it so? So that which is within us, the inner presence, it is so blissful in nature and so filling you in full that you don't need anything. When that condition is reached, what will you do? You will not have any selfish ambitions or desires to be fulfilled. So our Shastras say, Yadihi yadrichiko bhaved. Become an ascetic and depend upon providence or chance. And what will you do? You will speak, maybe you will write. All that you speak and all that you write will be the spiritual welfare of that. So he says, such an ascetic person, simply because of his ascetic pursuit, does not become noble, great and glorious. He has to be interested in the welfare of the others. Now for the welfare of others, what are you doing, Swamiji? I do only for the welfare of others. Do I speak for me to hear? I speak for whom? I have only two activities in my life. Either I speak or I write. Nothing else. No other activity. And whatever we speak, generally it is wisdom. It is knowledge. A human being can be served in two ways. The primary needs of the body are food, shelter and clothing. This is the service for the body. But will that service be sufficient and full? Certainly not. That is not the primary. The primary service will be to the inner personality. What is that? Peace and joy for the mind and knowledge for the intelligence. So far as we and people like us are concerned, we are trying to cater primarily to the inner personality of others. Try to give them peace, peacefulness, contentment, and to the extent they want, we cater to the intelligence in the form of knowledge. In fact, we are all knowledge. We only have knowledge to give, if at all. And this knowledge is the great wealth. Can you ever think of it as a wealth? Wealth. All other forms of wealth will be exhausted as you spend. But the knowledge, more and more you give, the greater and greater it grows. Vyaye krite vardhata eva nityam. Vidyadhanam sarvadhanat pradhanam. The more you spend, the greater it becomes. That is the wealth. The supreme amongst all forms of wealth. That is what we do. So that Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataah. Don't think that it's only in serving the body and bodily needs. That is one. Primarily it is that. But it is also serving the causes of the mind and the intelligence and also the ego. Krishna in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he speaks about devotion, how it excels even the pursuit of wisdom, meditation, contemplation, etc. And after having made a comparison between the two, as Arjuna wanted, he goes on speaking about which is the devotee whom I like most. And he lists a number of qualities and virtues. Whoever incorporates these, whoever is able to manifest these qualities, he becomes most dear to me, he says. It's very nice, simple to understand. In that he says, before going into the details, first of all he says, Bhakta is greater. And the others also are. Follow me well. He said, devotees are very good. They come to me and get united with me. But the other ascetic people, given to contemplation and austerity, they also come to me. But he puts a clause here. Sanniyamyendriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhaya te prapnuvanti mameva sarva bhuta hite rataah. Provided they become interested in the welfare of all beings. Have you got the point? No. They become all right only when this Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataah is there. He doesn't allow the ascetics to be selfish. He doesn't allow them to be contemplative alone. As you are contemplative for your purpose, you should also have a universal heart and mind for the sake of others. So be a conjunction, a combination of both absorptional greatness as well as expressional greatness. Then in the 5th chapter, he says, Bhoktaram ञतपसाम sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarva bhutanam ञात्वा mam shanti murchadi. Suhridam sarva bhutanam. One must become a benefactor friend of all, not only human beings, all beings. Even don't kill a mosquito provided you can drive it away. Let us live in such a manner that mosquitoes will not come near us. Why should we take the trouble of killing? Let them live in their manner. Tell them not to disturb us. Our army people often go to the forest areas and they sleep, they lie, etc. They have a mosquito curtain. They pitch their tent and put the mosquito curtain and they sleep. So everywhere this quality should be felt, should be expressed, should be contemplated upon, should also be discussed. That is why I think this caption was taken for a 3-day discussion. What all shall I speak on it? I don't know myself. This phrase tells us that we should always be on a path of expansion and expansiveness. This is not an expansion which is physical in nature. It is not trying to build a house which is bigger. Instead of an 850 or 1,200 square feet house, you go in for a 3,000 or a 5,000. It's not like that. This is an incorporation that should grace your mind, inner personality. It should grace the mind and the heart of every seeker, every student, every well-meaning individual, gentleman, gentlewoman. In our cultural texts, you will find there are many dicta, beautiful Sanskrit formations. All good, noble and great persons should incorporate these kinds of motto. When India became independent, they were looking for a motto. Where from will they take it? From our own literature? You generally think of physical gross memorials. They will perish maybe after 1,000, 2,000 or 4,000 years. But there is one memorial which will never perish. That is the literature a society is able to produce. And that literature should not be a contemporary literature, but it should be an eternal literature. When does literature become eternal? When it discusses values and propositions, ideals and goals, disciplines and restraints, which will enrich the human personality, elevate it, expand it, empower it, enlighten it, expand it. So values are contemporary as well as eternal. Whenever there is a literature produced by a society which explains and discusses and illustrates eternal values, then the literature will not perish. Say the Vedas we have in India. We don't know when they were formed. Previously they were only uttered, never written. Every student learned it from the teacher by hearing him hearing. So if you go to a student, you ask him, who taught you? My teacher. I learned it from the teacher. Go to the teacher. Ask him, where from did you get it? From my teacher. So the first teacher was never known. We should not think that artifacts and the others alone are really representing the culture and tradition of a nation. We have audio evidences also. So our Vedas belong to that category. In all our texts, you will find Sanskrit texts, many aphorisms and dicta are there. So during the independence, our people were looking for, and finally they took up Satyameva Jayate. Truth alone triumphs. You know where from it is? It is from Mundakopanishad. It is followed by another statement which conveniently they omitted. What is that? Satyameva Jayate Nanradam. Truth alone triumphs, but not untruth. That they avoided. Truth alone triumphs. This was the motto. There is a grammatical inconsistency there. It should be Satyameva Jayati. So there was a debate, I believe, at that time, whether we should correct it to the Parasmaipadi or we should leave it in its own form. Finally they decided, let the Jayade be there, we should not alter it. So Satyameva Jayate became our motto. If you ask me, anybody who thinks about this motto will have a lot of inspiration and compulsion in his life. It is a motto that should govern my country, that governs my country. I am a countryman or I am a countrywoman. So I have no right not to honor it, heed it, follow it, pursue it, and perfect it in my life. Why is a national motto, first of all, selected and adopted? It should be governing our spirit, our understanding, our inspiration, our idealism, our value sense, our commitment, our dedication, our accountability. You know, the human mind is just like the earth itself. If you don't till it and care it properly, weeds will start growing. Similarly, our mind also will start growing a number of weeds. So these ideals should be there to constantly rub against our own mental constitution, and we should bring about correction. These aphorisms are very beautiful. I thought I would tell you about a few aphorisms. There are quite a many of them. They run into dozens. These aphorisms have been adopted in our educational, administrative, defense, research, medical, and industrial institutions. I will tell you about some of them. When I see these mottos selected by them, they reveal how relevant and indispensable they are to be adequately resourceful in our national life, global life. Do you think the globe can simply improve with economic prosperity? We matter a lot, we human beings. And the entire output comes from within our mind. It comes from the mind. Is there any growth from outside to inside anywhere you can say? Every form of growth is from inside to outside. So our growth will be from there, where you tell me? From inside to outside. And what will reach your inside? Can you take any piece of article or a gold and push it into your system? Will it be absorbed and assimilated? Huh? So what will enter you? Ideas, knowledge, inspiration. various virtues and excellences which are mento-intellectual in character. That is why I tell people, see, I am giving you a few words. You must be committed. You must have commitment, dedication. You must be persevering. You must have accountability, exclusiveness. You must have dedication, resolve. All these are words which only relate to our mind. Food alone goes into our body. Everything else for the mind, for the intelligence. So all these mottos are telling you, in order to qualify and qualitatively improve our national or global life, how are these aphorisms help a lot. Anybody must have a vision and a mission. What is the vision of the country? What is the vision of the globe? What is the vision of the United Nations? What is the vision of the World Bank? Everyone should remember it. You cannot forget. It will be a derailment. So these aphorisms, some of them are All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Their motto is Shariramadhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. Shariramadhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. In my childhood, I have heard this. Sharira means the body. See, as children, we neglect our body. Sometimes we fall, hurt, etc. So sometimes the mother reminds, see, Shariramadhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. Your body is the primary factor in gaining anything in your life. We are born with a body. Body marks our birth. And as long as your body is breathing, you are alive. Otherwise you become dead. So this body is the ground for everything. So it says, body is the first means to acquire dharma, acquire virtue, acquire values, acquire ideals, acquire greatness, acquire fame, acquire fulfillment. So be careful about your body. Nourish it. I always say, love your body, not another's body. Love your body. Do what is good for it. Tenderly look after it. Take a very good bath. Rub your body sufficiently well. Everywhere you should be considerate to the body. Don't increase your weight so that the heart will be overloaded. Instead of a 60 kilogram body, suppose you have an 80 kilogram body, what does it mean? 1/3 of the body weight is increasing. And the heart will have to feed all that additional load. The heart doesn't grow. Lungs do not grow. So, Shariram Adhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. This is taken by All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Body alone is the instrument of doing all duties, deeds and other things pertaining to the body. This is taken from Kumara Sambhavam of Kalidasa. Benares Hindu University, they have taken it from the Upanishads. Vidyaya Amrtam Ashnude. Vidyaya by knowledge. Amrtam, immortality, imperishability. Ashnude, one enjoys. So what will make you enjoy and experience Amrita? Amrita, the state of being immortal. It is knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani. Jnanam Paramam Belam. Jnanam Paramam Belam. Say that. What does it mean? Knowledge is the greatest strength. Has any one of you thought about knowledge like this? I don't think. Don't speak lies. When you know that I am immortal, I have a body which is mortal. Equally so, I was born with the immortal content which animates the body. So my body is a mass of matter. It is inert. It cannot generate an experience or knowledge. But it is animated and activated by an inner presence. That presence is immortal. So at the time of birth, we are crowned with a twofold personality. Bodily we are mortal, and equally so inwardly we are immortal. Now this is the knowledge that makes you think so. So, jnanam paramam balam. Suppose you have sufficient money in the bank. The knowledge that I have money in the bank and I can withdraw it any time I want, that is what makes you function, not the money. It is a knowledge. Similarly, I have a family, I have children, I am this, I am that. All are knowledge. Knowledge alone can cling to us, nothing. No material product cling to you. You put a bag on your back, even then it does not stick to you. You carry it like a donkey, that's all. If anything is there inside you, it is only knowledge, knowledge and knowledge. Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam. That is from Bhagavad Gita. Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam. Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, where our Untitled Swamiji was teaching. Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam. What is called the spiritual practice and spiritual perfection called yoga? Bhagavad Gita is a yoga shastra. Say yoga shastra. Yoga shastra. Say yoga shastra. It is a science, a treatise on yoga. And what is that yoga? Bhagavad Gita itself says karmasu kaushalam. It is the dexterity in performing action. If you are dexterous in pursuing your activity, you are considered a yogi. Indian Institute of Management, Lucknow, they have got a motto, Suprabandhe Rashtra Samruddhi. Suprabandhe Rashtra Samruddhi. Can you say? Suprabandhe Rashtra Samruddhi. You know what is meant by that? When you are able to be efficient in managing matters, that efficiency in management brings about affluence for the nation. Have you ever thought about it? This is applicable to your house, your family. The entire household should be well managed. Every nook and corner kept clean. Things should be well arranged. Anybody who comes there, they must be very impressed. There is no scope for idleness. How well you can execute a job. Think about it. Whenever people get promotion or they are changing their job and they report the matter to me seeking blessings, etc., I always say, my dear ex, remember, within about 3 months or at least 6 months, you must be able to register one of the improvements. What is that? Economy in time, economy in effort, and economy in expenditure. One of the three you must be able to achieve. Don't simply go and work. Think about it. How can it be improved? Can I reduce the time required by even 1 minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes? What about the effort that goes into completing a job? Economize it. and then expenditure. Unless you think with a target, you will never be able to do well. When your mind is organized, intelligence also is sharp and organized, whatever you perform will be much better. The organization is internal. Internal. Your hand cannot organize. Legs cannot organize. Organization means what? Management means what? I always tell people, you have to think. 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 You may stop your work at about 5 o'clock or so. What you have done should be still in your mind. Have I done it well? Could I have improved? What is meant by improvement? Your eyes and ears should be very open. Indian Statistical Institute. भिन्नेषु ऐक्यस्य दर्शनम्. भिन्नेषु ऐक्यस्य दर्शनम्. I don't think you can pronounce it. भिन्नेषु एव ऐक्यस्य darshanam. What does it mean? You can think of oneness or unity only in the context of differences and plurality. What is meant by unity or oneness? Oneness means it is opposed to manyness. So you can think of unifying only when you have a set of things which are not uniform. So only in differences, only in many things, plurality, the unity can be had. Say India is a country of multiple languages, different kinds of custom, ways, manners, everything is different. But certainly there is a great unity in India, transcending all these differences. I am a sannyasin, born in Kerala, brought up in Kerala tradition. But I mostly travel outside Kerala. Wherever I go, people do welcome me. All people have the same sense of closeness with me, no matter whether they come from Andhra or Tamil Nadu, maybe West Bengal, Punjab, Kashmir, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Orissa, Gujarat, Maharashtra. That unity is very much felt. Because this is our motto, this is our thought, this is our ideal. And we have the same sense of unity. Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. The whole earth is our family. Why don't you write all these things on your walls? Make playthings which will echo this kind of a concept to the children. You don't know how to bring up your children. Let them hear good things, noble things, great things, glorious things. Not these film songs. Play them something good. The National Law School of India University, Dharmo Rakshadi Rakshitaha. When dharma is protected, it protects. What? When you care to preserve dharma, that dharma will protect you. Suppose you neglect it, disregard it, then what will protect you? Something that you preserve. Your mind and heart will protect you. Your values will protect you. Your ideals will elevate you. Your own commitment and dedication will come to your rescue. Your secret thoughts will protect you or harm you. So understand it very well. Naval Construction Wing, IIT Delhi. It says, Kritihi Vishwadishayani. Kritihi Vishwadishayani. You know what it means? Let whatever we create, whatever we produce, be the best in the world. I was so happy to read about it. I always tell in my conversations, see, why not our people try to get hold of the best man and manufacture a product like mobile, which is used the world over. The cost of production will be lesser in India. Why don't you produce and flood the world market with it? We must have progressive things. India should be able to manufacture planes. If you ask me, at least within a few shortest period. What is impossible for us? Everything is possible. No human in this earth has two heads. Only one head, two eyes, one nose, 2 ears, 2 hands, 20 fingers, 20 toes. Then where is the difference? The difference is in the mind that feels and the intelligence that understands. It is to motivate your inner personality that we do all the reading. You have to get hold of the right material, the right exposure, and grow after it. Our ashram and the connected centers, we have our motto. Do you know what is the motto? It is written there. Brahmavid apnodi param. I don't know how many have cared to know it. Brahmavid apnodi param. It is taken from the Upanishads, Vedas. Say that. Brahmavid apnodi param. At least say this a few times before going to sleep, so that you will know which will give you fulfillment in life. You will attain the Supreme by knowing Brahman, the Supreme Reality. Know the Supreme and be Supreme. Know the Supreme and be Supreme. This is what this little Swami did. Know the Supreme so that you will be the Supreme. One who realizes the Supreme Truth achieves the best in human life. You tell me, should not this motto be acceptable to all of you? Huh? Is there anybody who can say, I don't want the Supreme? How do you gain the best? Knowledge is the only fulfilling factor in life. By any other form of acquisition, possession, or retention, you can never have fulfillment. Fulfillment, what do you mean by that? Fulfillment is a state of the mind's fullness, is it not? What will make the mind full? Do you think material can touch the mind or enter the mind and fill it? Huh? So think about it. What can fill my mind? Think about fullness. Contemplate upon fullness, and you will find the mind becomes full. The mind is, as you think, so you become. As you think, so you become. Every action that we are performing is meant to have contentment, joy. Do you agree? The next point I am going to say is contentment something physical or material, or is it something emotional? Huh? Why are you keeping quiet? If it is emotional, does it belong to the body or matter, or it belongs to the mind? Is not the mind always with you? Then why should you lack in contentment? Answer me squarely. Contentment belongs to the mind. It is emotional. And you already have the mind, the source of contentment. Why don't you touch your mind, cultivate your mind, streamline it, regulate it, reform it, refine it, edify it, elevate it, sublimate it, so that it will generate more and more contentment. Even with all the things that you have, what is going to be contented is the mind. Even with riches, contentment is mental. So keeping the mind the source of contentment, why should you beg for it? Whatever you do in the field of education, employment, marriage, parenthood, resourcefulness, esteem, all these are meant only to generate contentment. But alas, this contentment does not belong to anything external at all. It belongs to our own heart and mind. And keeping the two, what? You are begging for contentment from where? If you are a seeker of contentment, your own inside is the target for you. Your own mind is the target for you. Mind is the target. Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataah occurs, as I told you, in Bhagavad Gita. I will try to say something about Bhagavad Gita. Maybe you have heard it from me or from another. From another it is unlikely. But it requires to be heard and stabilized more. So Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataah, as I told you, it occurs in Bhagavad Gita. Where from is this Bhagavad Gita? It is from Mahabharata. What is Mahabharata? It is the second epic of India and the largest epic. First was Ramayana. The first was Ramayana. The second was Mahabharata. Ramayana was written in Treta Yuga. Almost Treta Yuga passed and Dwapara Yuga also followed. And we were about to reach the end of Dwapara Yuga. That was the time in which it was written. So you can say Mahabharata was written more than 5,000 years ago. Vyasadeva, Vedavyasa, wrote Mahabharata. Who was Vedavyasa? He was a very, very exemplary ascetic, living an austere life. Don't think that he was wearing pants. An ascetic. Maybe he had one cloth on his loin. It is that man who wrote this Mahabharata. We should always be led by knowledge. Understand it. Knowledge should lead our life. We are sending our children to schools. What for? To get educated. Parents will not be able to educate them. So we are handing over the children to the schools and teachers so that they will handle them and fill them with knowledge. This knowledge is necessary for us. The knowledge does not come from the body or bodily parts. It comes from the mind and the intelligence. Knowledge alone can set goals, values, and disciplines for our activities. On the basis of this understanding, our people, our ancient thinkers, have formed 4 concepts called, are you interested in listening? Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Say that. Dharma means value, ethics. In anything you do, you must be ethical. You must be disciplined. You must have a value. In putting on a dress, I am asking you a simple question. The dress is meant to cover the body or open the body? Huh? So using the dress, can you open the body? Then have no dress, fully open. Why? Why not? Dress is meant to cover the body. And you should cover the body in such a manner that you will be able to stand the weather. So in winter, you put on warm clothes, in summer, light clothes, and clothes of such a color that will not attract heat but repel heat. What is the dress? Pro-white dress. Fully white or pro-white. That is the dress which will repel heat and you will feel comfortable. There are people who put black. You are attracting sun's rays. So in everything there is a value sense in us. So the word dharma means in walking, in talking, in eating, in dressing, in talking to people, in welcoming them. In everything there is a dharma. I always say our house, every one of you builds a house for you to live. Very good. You should be able to live in your house peacefully and joyously, comfortably. But if the residents of the house alone live there, I don't think the purpose of house is fulfilled. The first point is your house should welcome guests. Not that you should go and pick them up, be my guest. Don't say that. Whenever your relatives or friends come there, they should be welcome. And when they are there, they should feel happy to be at home and be satisfied. They have come away from their home and they are with you. So look after their interests, give them at least food and drink properly, and give a place for resting. When they go, they should feel, if necessity is there, I can come here again. That kind of a feeling should be there. This is the second object of a house. But that is not sufficient. There is a third level. What is that? In your house, there must be something good, noble and great done. What is that? Saintly people or people who are this kind of a noble people, invite them. Ask them, host them, at least for a day or a time, one half of the day. Look after them and stand in their front and ask them to tell you, please tell us something about life and its goal, values, etc. This is called a satsang. Otherwise, at least once in a month, you should invite your friends and well-wishers home and then have a satsang with them. Read a very good book, 1 or 2 or 3 pages, and have a discussion. If there is a house, you should light a lamp there. First light a lamp, prostrate before it, and begin the day. Evening also. What is this? Mere electric lights will be sufficient. Lamp is lit not necessarily for light. It has got a sacredness, something sanctifying about it. Light means it is actually knowledge, prakasha. So the dharma means ethics in general. Thereafter, we need money and resources to live. This is called artha. Everyone should be able to stand on his feet, not depend upon patrimony. I cannot think well of a person who always depends upon the father's wealth. Why is he educated? Why did he grow? Why did he become an adult? He should find his position wherever he is in the world and then earn rightfully, not by malpractices. He should be edified in whatever he does. That is called artha. Our shastras and culture are not indifferent to wealth. not indifferent at all. Then the third is kama. I think you should think about it properly. What is kama? Gratifying desires. You should fulfill your desires by your own well-earned money. Money is meant for spending. There are people who earn money but do not proportionately spend. They are miserly. Live in a compatible manner, depending upon your income, whatever you get, whatever you need, etc. Every day you should live in a manner that your desires are fulfilled. And you reach a stage where you say, all my desires are fulfilled, I have nothing more to get, I become free. And that is the stage called moksha. So our whole life should move towards that. Righteously live, righteously earn, and righteously spend. Gratify your desires. And by the time you reach 50, 55 or 60, you should be able to gladly and confidently say, I have lived a full life. There is nothing more. And then get away from the shackles of your mind and intelligence. The shackles of the mind and the intelligence are called bondage. Freedom is from these shackles. Mahabharata is the largest epic, I told you. Largest epic. Any epic is a historic narration. Historic narration. It is actually narrating the history of incidents and instances which passed, which happened earlier. So it is very illustrative. They explain and illustrate our purusharthas. What is dharma, what is artha, what is kama, and what is moksha. And this explanation and illustration of the fourfold purusharthas is constantly done in the epics. It is not a mere historic narration. It is a historic narration to illustratively educate the people, persuade the people, compel the people, inspire the people to generate in them a commitment towards dharmartha kama mokshas. Ramayana is the first epic. Sage Valmiki describes only two persons there, the Prince Rama and the King Rama. Are you hearing me? He has only described the prince and the king Rama. Rama was a king, a human person. His life as a king, before that his life as a prince. Ramayana presents only the beautiful brotherhood of Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna. I am not going into further details. But will the society always have only Rama brothers? Answer me. There can also be discordant notes in a family. So Ramayana is not completely explaining everything about the world and the society. Suppose the brothers do not have amity, do not have unity, then what happens? There is strained brotherhood, and along with the consequent evils and persecutions, then what should be done? Can we abandon and seek another earth? We have to live. At the same time, we don't like what we see. We don't like adharma. We want to be dharma. It so happens that my own brother differs from me. So what shall I do? So we must be taught. We must be trained. We must be educated and enlightened to deal with conflicts and contradictions. That is where Mahabharata is before us with a strained brotherhood. to which extent can one be evil? And to what consequences? Do you know this Duryodhana made a wax palace? And he invited the Pandavas gloriously to stay there as his guests. His plan was to set fire to the palace. Has the world witnessed any cruelty like this? You tell me. This is what Duryodhana did. And his blind father finally agreed. But there was one Vidura there to inform the Pandavas that this is the plan and the design. Can you imagine this kind of a cruelty? What should the good and noble people do when confronted repeatedly by such evil? The evil is not going to relax. We cannot abandon the world. So do we have a potential deep within us? A potential deep within us, wherefrom we can receive the courage and the insight to withstand the evil and stick to our own path of virtue. The world has lived for long, the human society also. What does the earlier society tell us? Were there such confrontations in the past? And what are the lessons drawn? Where is the insight? Wherefrom can I get it? Is there any illustration? I always say personal stories are the prevailing influence in mankind. Can you repeat it? Personal stories are the prevailing influence in mankind or humanity. These days Americans don't like to say mankind because women are excluded. That is why I say humanity. So personal stories always are from our own ancients. When you understand that my own ancient behaved in this manner, it goes to prove that I, his successor, also can. Except through personal stories, you cannot generate an influence in children, in anybody. I think I should stop now, is it not? So today I stop. Are you interested in the discussion? Huh? So I thought I will give you a full picture of this Bhagavad Gita, how important it is, what place it has. It belongs to a set of triplet texts, 3 texts called Prasthanatrayam of India. Bhagavad Gita is one, Upanishads are another, and Brahma Sutras another. These 3 together, that is the tripod of culture. Everything is there. Such a wonderful book. Nobody will exhaust reading and understanding it. It is so profound, so magnificent. How the country was able to produce a book like this, I am wondering. And it is 700 verses taken from 125,000 verses which constitute Mahabharata. What do you think of the society which produced such a treasure? 5,000 years back, and not a syllable has been changed. Not a syllable. We don't know about the author. We don't have a picture of his. We don't know where he lived. And we don't have the original palm leaf scripture which he wrote on. But the book is everywhere. Everywhere. Samvedya varjitamanuttamamegamadyam sambhitpadam vikalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva tishtha kalanarahita kriyam tu kurvan akartrapadamehitya samodidashri kurvan akartrapadamehitya samodidashri. Hari, Hari, Hari Om Tats. Jai Guru. We shall have the conclusional Omkara once. Interlock your fingers and do the rest. Join me. Harihi Om Tas.